Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a certain topic, which is the environment of a person, its aspects, and in general its impact on that person. Before we go any further, for those who are new to the channel, my name is Hilary and he is
Gonzaga.
Yeah, and we are welcoming you to this video. So I'm going to start with asking Mr. Gonzaga. First of all, do you believe that an environment of a person has any impact on that person in any way? Or maybe what is your understanding of environment to begin with?
Yes, I think environment has a very big impact on how someone conducts their life, on what they can achieve, and on what they do and how they think. Yeah, so I think, and it affects this person in many aspects of life. It might be the physical aspect, it might be mentally, and as I said, the way they think, the way they react to different situations in their life. As we talk of a certain experiment that was done on monkeys. Now these guys got 5 monkeys and they put them in an enclosed space, and they put a ladder, these 2-sided ladders with bananas on top. Now one monkey tried to climb up to get the bananas. And every time a monkey would try to go up to pick the bananas, they would pour water inside the cage in which they were. Now these monkeys learned that every time we try to climb, we get some water, cold water. Now they started, every time one tried to climb up, these other 4 would beat him, and they refused him to climb up the ladders to get the bananas. Now what they did, they started picking one by one of the monkeys that were there in the start. They picked one of them and they put a new one that wasn't there in the start when they were pouring water. The pouring water was done for the first few times, something like 3 times or 4. Now they stopped. After that, every monkey that would try to climb up would be beaten by the others, because they know once you climb up that ladder to get the bananas, they are going to pour water, cold water, inside. So now they started replacing these monkeys. They removed one of the old ones that was there when they're pouring the water, and they put a new one that wasn't there. And every time a new one, now a time came when the old ones weren't climbing up the ladder, because they knew what would happen if they tried to. Now they started putting in the new ones. The new ones didn't know. So first thing they would do after entering would try to climb up there to get the bananas. Now the old ones would slap it. Now they kept on changing until...
And they were still pouring water?
No.
They had stopped pouring
water.
They
had stopped pouring water, but these guys knew the moment one of us tries to climb to get the bananas, we are going to get some cold water. So they would, every time they would see one trying to climb, they would beat him and bring him back down. So they replaced all these monkeys, and a time came and we had new ones that weren't there when they were pouring the water. But all these monkeys now knew that climbing the ladder is bad, because after replacing the first one, putting out the first old one and putting a new one, this new one was beaten. They moved another old one, they put a new one, a second new one. This second new one tried to climb. Now the first new one was among the monkeys that slapped this one not to go up the ladder, because he already knew. Now for him, he knew climbing is bad. He didn't even know the reason. But since he was slapped the first time he tried to climb, now he knew you are not supposed to do that. So when they brought in the third one again, these 2 new ones were among the monkeys that slapped it when it was trying to climb up the Now you would find that now all the new ones have learned something just from the environment they were in. Since they were being slapped and they didn't even know anything about why they were being slapped But you know, every time I try to climb up that ladder, I'm going to be slapped. Now I think most of the times actually, the impact that the environment we live in has on us. Sometimes we don't even get to notice that I'm behaving in this way because of the environment. Because it seems very normal. That is what we've been seeing ever since you were young. So it seems normal to you, and you only get to know that there's a different way of doing things when you go into another environment with different people who again grew up in a different way. And they would see you as abnormal, you would also see them as abnormal. Because you have different environments. And so I think, but for me, I would like to concentrate on the mental part of it. Our mentality and the environment we grow in. I think most of the times when we look at the way people behave, I'm very sure if someone is a thief, I think that is an impact. That is something that he got from the environment he grew up in, or he spent most of the time in. Because to him, that environment made it to him that it is normal to steal. So he can't find any problem with stealing. And I think if you got someone who grew up in let me say ghetto for lack of a better word, and then you got someone who grew up in a seminary since childhood, there are some things that this ghetto guy can do that the guy who grew up in a seminary can't do. And yet for the ghetto guy it seems very normal. And he knows this is the only thing I can do to survive. And if they told him go and punch that guy and steal their phone, that is how you're going to survive, he has no problem with that. He will go and do it. Because the environment has made it to him that this is very normal. You need to do anything you can for you to have something to eat, or to buy yourself something that you want. Like, you can just do anything. If it means punching someone to death, they will do it. And I think, that is environment. But then also, when you look at, you see different people have different forces that push them to achieve certain things. You can look at some people, they might have the same goal, but one of them has you can see it in them that they have a bigger pushing force in them compared to someone else also pursuing the same goal. So I think again that also comes from the environment that we grow in. Because if you grew up in the environment where you saw everyone, whether it is your elder siblings or your parents or the neighbors in the society where you grew up, striving to achieve certain things, and you saw them achieving them, if they came tomorrow and they said, you guys, we want a leader, see, you would see one of them who comes maybe from maybe their dad can even be a politician. This guy will have a bigger voice, let me say a bigger voice, and a bigger force that is pushing him to get that position, compared to a guy who grew up in a society where we have no politician coming from there, where we have the father is not anywhere, doesn't hold any leadership position. Yes, I think all that, most of the things we do, even the hunger, the thirst we have for certain things, and what we are willing to do to gain some things, also comes from the environment that we've been in. Yeah,
I think that's a good insight. But then I would like to ask why in general, I would like to ask, are there any other aspects of the environment besides the mental that you think could also have a substantial effect on a person and how they behave and think?
Yeah, I think, as I said, the environment has an impact on all the aspects of someone's life. But to me, I think again it is the mental part that is what dominant in anyone's life. Because when you look at, we can even look at the physical what. We can even just look at the what do they call it? You see these people that go to gym to build their muscles and all that. I think it is very easy to find someone who can do that and who is very eager to achieve that in something like let me say ghetto. Some you find, because now in that environment, if you don't have the muscles, it's like you can't defend yourself. Anyone can do anything they want to you. But now if you go to an organized society, an example, if you have a family that stays in Munyonyo and one that stays in Kawempe, you find that you have two boys, one from the family in Munyonyo and one from the family in what? In Kawempe. And you might find that this one, the one in Kawempe, because sometimes they can't even afford the gym, but they can find any possible way to get their muscles so that they can maybe defend themselves in case of an attack. But then you find this guy where we have police patrolling every night to make sure the place is safe. And now this guy will say, why do I need to do what? To build their muscles. For what? So I think that is also environment, that since you're in a stable society, you see no need of building your muscles or training, boxing and all that, because of the environment you're in. And then the other one, because of the environment he's in, that is not stable, that at some point you need to defend yourself if you're attacked by some guys who want to take your phone or what. You need to go to gym and build your muscles so that you can defend yourself. But again, that also for me, I connect it back to the mental part. Because now the persistence, because now gym is also not an easy thing. You can go there for something like 3 days, and since you're not used to working out, the muscles feel like they're tired, and if you're not persistent, you can be like, enough is enough. Now, most of the time, these guys who come from the ghetto, I say ghetto because of lack of a better word, but these guys are persistent because that is the way of life there. So find that even if, okay, these guys, both of them wanted to go to gym, you find that it will be very easy for the guy from Munyonyo to quit compared to the one in Kawempe, because for him, he has the resilience, the persistence that this one doesn't have, just because of the environment they grew up in. Yes, I think it has an impact on all the aspects of life, but for me, I think the dominant one is on the mental health. I mean, on the mental aspect, because I think everything we do depends on what, on the state of our mind. How strong are we mentally? Yeah.
Okay. So there is one other thing I would like to ask, and it is, first of all, do you think the environment can be controlled or tuned by the person who is probably going to be a victim to it, or is going to be influenced by it? Then secondly, do you think the environment itself has different aspects, I could say, even before going to, okay, now that we have already talked about the different aspects of life that the environment can influence, that is the finances, the zeal, the want, the hunger for different things. Do you think the environment itself that is impacting all the things has different aspects in it? My question is coming from a point of view of, besides the environment of the people around us, and the people who we look up to, like our parents, they are also the people we follow on social media. Then there is also the physical setup of our environment in terms of the class, I would say. Do you think those, okay, first of all, do you think those are also other aspects of the environment that have the potential to influence? And secondly, do you think they could be tuned, and if they can, how? That's the question.
Yes, I think all those aspects of the environment. I think the environment has a lot of them that I don't think they can be exhausted, and I think there are some that we can't even notice. And it needs you to pay very great attention to get to know those hidden aspects, and which most of us don't do most of the time. We just live that day and we are like, that is gone. We don't take care to pay attention of why was my day like this. I think the environment can be tuned, but you can only do that, as I already say, that for you to solve a problem, to get a solution for a problem, you have to first know that the problem is there. If you fail to notice that there is a problem, then you can't get a solution for that problem. Now, the environment, in my view, can be tuned. But tuning of that environment can't be done by you called it the victim, or the one you want to impact.
The one who is being impacted. Actually, what I meant is, can it be tuned by the person who is expecting results from it?
No, I don't think. Because most of the times, as I said, for you to solve a problem, you need to first see it. Now, it might take either you studying your life, paying attention to how you handle things, and trying to find out why do I handle things in such and such a way, for you to know that I'm actually doing things this way because of the environment that I'm in, or that I grew up in. You get? So I think the one who tunes the environment has already been impacted by that environment, and now he's trying to, should I call it, save the others that come after him or her. But it takes time for you to notice that I'm actually behaving this way because of the environment, for you to be able to tune it to what you think would help this someone. Because most of the times, you see, for you to set up a very good system, it should be that someone does something unconsciously. You put factors in place that allow this person to do this thing even when they don't know what they are doing. But you know, the moment they do this for say 90 days, this is how they will be. So it is something like, say, brushing your teeth every morning. If they tell you brush your teeth every morning, now this guy who tells you brush your teeth knows that you're not going to get problems with your teeth, right? So for you, you're going to know every time I wake up in the morning, I have to do this. If you're a child, you can't even know why they tell me to brush in the morning or after having a meal. You might not know. But these guys know that if this guy does this every time they have a meal, every after a meal, this will be the outcome of that. Now, you're going to find yourself that you have stronger teeth just because you did that, but you didn't even do it intentionally. You didn't even know what you were doing, but just these people put in place that every after meal, you have to brush. So I think that is how the best systems are set. Just put tasks and factors in place that enable this person to do whatever you want them to do, even unconsciously when they don't know. You don't even need to tell them, I want you to do this and this and this because of that. No. Just put factors in place that make this person do that something that you want, even when they don't know what they are doing. Now, I think that is how one of the ways the environment can be tuned. First of all, we have to study. And I think grown-up people, I think people in the year 60s and above, I think they're the best people who can do that. Just sit down and try to study. How do I behave? What do I think? Why do I think I behave in this and this way? Now after knowing that, you will see that, hey, I'm actually doing this because this is what is in my environment. Now that person is the one who can tune that maybe for their children. So that they say, actually, because I grew up in an environment where we had no, where our parents told us don't move out of the house. I want you home all the time. It's actually the reason why I have few connections. Now after the parent noticing that, they'll be like, oh, okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to allow my children to do what? To connect with others. And I'm actually going to say, no, every Sunday we are going to go out. Now you might not even tell your children, please can't connect with others. Just say, every Sunday we shall go out. And when you go out, just let them move around. Just that, do it for a year, you'll see that these kids are now having more friends than you even have at your age. Now I think there you have tuned that. The kids even do it unconsciously. They don't know that actually what their dad is doing is to help us get more people, get connections. But just you saying every Sunday you are going to go out, they'll even be excited about going out. And it might even be because of very different reasons for them. But for you, you know that when we go out, they are going to meet different people. And they are going to connect with them. And consequently, at age 40, they have many people they know. You get? So I think it can be tuned, but you can only tune it after studying it and knowing that actually we are doing this and this because of that and that. So I think it can be tuned. And I think that is what we need to do as a country, because I think we are doing so badly at that. And I think it has to start from the basic unit of society, which is a family. It has to start there. Because if we do that, because I think mainly these guys who embezzle government funds, I think it is also to do with the environment they grew up in. Number one, they grew up in where they went to school, the friends they have, you get those kind of things. Now if you try and put some values in your kids at a younger age, actually at a younger age, it is a time where you can teach someone something and it will stay there for a very long time. Because at that stage, it's like they know nothing. So whatever you put into them will stick. So I think as families, we have to take time and study. Pay attention. Just pay attention to the environment around us. And as parents, what do I do that I think is because of a certain thing in the environment that I grew up in or in the environment we live? And after paying attention to that and taking those notes down, try and tune that environment to give you the results that you want from your kids. Yeah. So I think it can be tuned.
Okay, I think that brings us to the end of our video, and I'm hoping you took something from it on first of all why you need to tune the environment and on how to do it. Thank you. Catch up in the next video.